Hello, and thank you for joining me today for our 2025 recap and look ahead to 2026 of the Transporter Room. Ah, so I was going back and forth on what to do for this, and I decided to go with showing you the progression of the channel from the first episode to where we are now. And let me just say, it has been a doozy. Um, so, so raise your credentials as we begin the journey of the Transporter Room. I want to start by thanking everyone who agreed to be a guest on the show, especially those early on. Looking back at those first episodes, I just want to hide my face. Oof. When we first started, my channel manager ASN suggested keeping interviews to 30 minutes or less to maximize watch time. After the first recording, I quickly realized that would be difficult. Our initial solution was to break the interviews into two parts and release them on separate days. We tried this for the first 2 months, but scheduling proved challenging as all of the good time slots were already taken. I then began experimenting with releasing full length episodes, starting with Katie Wicker's interview, which did okay. After testing a few more, we officially made the permanent change with John's Billingsley episode. Then on March 13th, I made the decision to switch from Wednesday nights to Sunday afternoons and join Trek Sunday. That was the best move ever. So, enough talking. Let's watch some of these videos. Oh boy, here we go. Ooh, here we go. And hello, everybody. This is Chris with the Transporter Room. Tonight I have Stephanie K from the NX7062. She's our first guest.
I'm your first. Oh my gosh. I'm flattered and very excited. So thank you for inviting me.
Well, thank you for being willing to join and help me out on my little endeavor here.
This first episode is just hard on me to watch.
My pleasure.
Hello, and welcome to the Transporter Room. My name is Chris Garris, and I'm your host. Today, we are joined by my friend Jen from the United Kingdom. Hello, Jen.
Hi, Chris.
Today, I have the pleasure to speak with TJ Jackson Bay. TJ is one of the associate producers for the Seventh Row podcast. Thank you for making the time to come on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Peaceful greetings.
Thank you. And to you. So before we get into the meaty stuff, how was your holiday? Do anything fun? Work?
This is what I've been telling everyone. I said I had a very restful day, and it's all that I wanted for Christmas.
Today we have a very special guest joining us, Rachel Amber Bloom. Rachel is one of the hosts of the popular YouTube channel tex-trek. Thank you for coming on the show today, Rachel. How are you doing?
I'm doing good.
It is actually nice to finally meet you virtually. Whoops. Whoopsie. Sorry. Hit the button. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties here.
Gideon, although I didn't see the whole.
There is. Well, where are you coming from?
New York.
New York? You want? It's
But even I flew to Spain last week. Terrible turbulence.
You're getting caught up in the jet stream.
Yep.
So
that was
Katie's video was the first time I was able to actually move boxes around on my own without having to have someone else. Hello, I'm your host, Chris Garris, and you're watching the Transporter Room. Today I have the pleasure to speak with Mike Goodwill, aka Captain Goodwill. He is one of the hosts of the Trek It Up North podcast, the Clone Star podcast, and the Search for Trek. A busy man. Yes, he is a very busy man. Thank you for making the time to come on the show with today, Mike. So how's your day been so far?
It is my pleasure to be here, Chris. Thank you so much for inviting me on. My day has been busy as usual. Some might class me as a workaholic, which is not far from the truth.
Today we have a truly special guest join us, Jordan Wright. But if you're like most of us, you probably know him better as the Angry Astronaut. Thank you for making the time to come on the show today.
Absolutely, Chris. Glad to be here.
Well, I'm glad you're here and we were able to get this scheduled.
Oh, absolutely. I was a huge Star Trek fan from when I was a small kid. Actually, the animated show is what I first started watching when I was like 5, 6 years old, I guess, and I didn't even know that there was a live action Star Trek, or a Star Trek with people in it. Was what I called it when I was a little kid. So yeah, and the first episode, actually, the first Star Trek episode I saw was the Mark of Gideon, although I didn't see the whole thing. I only saw maybe half of it or something. And then I had enjoyed that, but then the Galileo 7 is what absolutely blew my mind when I watched that one night, and that was such a fantastic episode. So yeah, I've loved Star Trek ever since I was a kid.
Hello, I'm your host, Chris Garris, and you're watching The Transporter Room. Today I have the pleasure to speak with Stephen Fothery, also known as Fothery. He is the host of the tex-trek podcast. And we're just going to call you Fothery. I cannot call you by your first name. So
it's so
thank
hard
you
when
for the
everybody goes
time
by
to
their
come on the
last
show today,
names.
Fothery.
Gotta get used to that.
Of course. Thanks for the invite. And hey, Star Trek made it really cool for people to go by their last names. So,
Yes, they did.
That is true.
Even
Very
on lower
true.
decks, everyone says Rutherford and Tindy and Boimler. They don't. Well, I guess sometimes they do call him Brad, but
I'm your host, Chris Garris, and you're watching The Transporter Room. Today, I have the pleasure to speak with Katie Wicker. She is an actress and producer. Currently, Katie is the producer, one of the producers for the YouTube channel, The Decon Chamber. Thanks for taking the time to come on with me today, Katie.
Oh my God, of course. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Hello, I'm your host, Chris Garris, and you're watching The Transporter Room. Today, I have the pleasure to speak with Karnjeet.
I do have memories of staying with my siblings in our
on
basement,
Karnjeet's
in our
video,
old childhood home.
she was actually the first time that I actually
watching the
really learned how
TV,
to include
and I
video
have
B-roll,
memories of
which you'll see
watching
here in a
Lost in
minute.
Space, like like some of the black and white episodes.
I was real happy about that.
TOS. I don't have specific memories of TOS the storyline, but I remember like the aesthetic. I remember the bridge
And how to
the
take a
crew
picture
the
and make it
characters.
zoom in.
And
Thanks
for
to
Lost
A
in Space,
for teaching me
I
that.
remember some storylines from like that first season that was in black and white. We used to talk about it all the time.
Today, we have a very special guest joining us, Sean Farrick. Sean is one of the hosts of the popular YouTube channel Trek Culture. Thank you for making the time to come on the show today.
It is my absolute pleasure, Chris. Thank you so much for inviting me.
So, how's your day been, honestly? I know it's kind of late for you, but I'm still only 2 o'clock over here.
It's actually, no, it's going
I
well.
still can't believe I
It's a
was
good
able to
day
get
today.
Sean. That was so cool.
I think I would say I am breaking down a certain Star Trek film that is coming out this week, so I'm having fun with that.
I wonder what film he was talking about.
yeah,
4
actually,
days. Section 31. Today we have a very special guest joining us, Rich Kelham. As you will learn, Rich is one hell of a Star Trek fan. Thank you for making the time to come to the show today. So I met Rich at the Creation Trek to Dallas convention last November of 2025. And you're back. We saw this. Like, oh my God. Moly.
Hello.
All right. How are you doing today, sir? And now we have our first Star Trek on today, John Billingsley.
Caveat that we live in a lunatic world with a cakeistocracy at the helm.
John,
but beyond
was
that, on a
phenomenally,
level,
it's just so fun. It's hilarious. Yeah, we don't want to talk about what's going on.
I like to use the word cakeistocracy within the first 5 seconds, just so people know what they're getting into. If anybody doesn't want to talk about that kind of stuff, it's like flee, abort.
So, what was it like?
Oh my God, I almost died when he did this.
Scott Bakula.
Oh, he's like.
And I learned how to use the beep sound.
Being. I mean, I just, I would go out of my way to avoid him on the set. Yeah, we all did. I mean, he was, for the most part, they just segregated him so as to not affect the rest of us with his negative vibes. I've always wanted to answer it that way because, of course, he's the nicest in the world. And everybody loves him. And, he's a class act all the way. But I get tired of saying that. It's been, I'm sorry, Scott. It's been like 25 years of singing your praises. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to have to start lying about it.
Yes. And then he crashed Scott's Patty in Vegas.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and welcome to the Transport
And that
Room.
was when we
Today
did our
have a
first
very,
beaming attempt.
very special guest.
So we
joining
started
us,
that in that
Ellie
thanks to Mr.
Littlechild.
ASN.
Ellie is one of the hosts of the popular YouTube channels Trek Culture and Who Culture. Thank you for making the time to come on the show today, Ellie. How are you doing?
I am doing very well. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm excited to talk about Trek and Who.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and welcome to the Transporter Room. Today, we have a very special guest joining us.
On
Joel
Joel's
Joel
video,
is one of the hosts
that
of the
was our
Tex-trek
first revamp
podcast
where we
and
added
one
in the
hell of a
new
Star Trek
L-Cars
fan.
logo.
Thanks for
because
joining me
I
today,
wanted
Joel.
L-Cars.
How's your day been?
Boy, I changed
I
my
had a day
mind.
off, so I've just been
For
sitting
good
around
reasons.
watching Trek on YouTube and yeah, not doing much. So it's been great.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and welcome to the Transporter Room. Today, we have a very special guest joining us, Faith Howe. Faith is one of the associate producers for the Seventh Rule podcast. Thank you for making the time to come to the show today. So how's your day been?
Very quiet. It's been a snow day here for
Faith.
us, second in a row, in fact. So
Wow.
it's been great. With extra time home with my boys.
Greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and welcome
Did
to
you
the
see the
Transporter
Beamans
Room.
are getting
Today,
better?
I'm thrilled to be joined by a truly exceptional guest, Liz Klakowski. Hello, Liz.
Hi, Chris.
I was so
Hi.
nervous on this episode.
How's your day going so
Because
far?
I wanted to make
Good,
sure I
good,
got
good.
her last name right.
You know, I haven't been
Well-
working, so I'm kind of relaxing right now. But it's nice to be on the show.
Today, we have a very special guest joining us, Andy Holt. Andy is an actor, writer, and one hell of a super Star Trek fan. Greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and welcome to the Transporter Room. Today, I'm joined by David Zappone. Let's beam him in.
And so
Hey, Chris.
Dave
good to see
Zappone
you.
was our first guest that we
Dude,
ever beamed
thank you
in.
for making the time to come on and talk with me this evening. I appreciate it a lot.
And now
No
we do it
problem.
almost
It's a
all the
very
time.
quiet Friday afternoon here at Paramount. So perfect
That's
time.
good.
Yeah.
Good. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and welcome to the Transporter Room. Today, we have a very special guest joining us, Chuck A., the TNG fanatic.
Hey,
Chuck
there's
is one of
Chuck
the
A.
associate producers for the Seventh Row podcast. So, let me beam him in.
Hey, Chris.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. You know, we just got done doing that recording a little while ago with another channel, and now we're doing ours. Today we have a very special guest joining us, Mai. Mai is one of the associate producers for the Seventh Row podcast. Thank you for taking the time to come on the show today. How's your day been?
It's my honor to be here. Absolutely. So far, so good. It's early in Tokyo at the moment, 11
Yes.
o'clock in the morning.
Greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, joined today by my co-host, Allison Leach Hyde, and welcome to the Transporter Room. We're absolutely thrilled to introduce the extraordinary Chase Masterson. Now let's beam in Chase.
So when we got Chase, I was like, there's no way I can do this one by myself. And I asked Allison
I'm
to
so
come in,
excited
and
I
she
get to talk with
agreed.
you both today.
And she has
I've been
been
looking
with
forward
me
to
ever
this for
since.
weeks.
I cannot thank
thrilled
her
to
enough.
have you aboard my interview, and thank you so much for having me here.
Greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and welcome to the Transporter Room. Today, I'm beyond excited to be joined by Connor Trenier and Dominic Keating.
Okay,
Hey, guys,
this one's funny.
Thank you for making the time
Especially
to
what
come on the
Connor
show today.
says.
Hey, Chris, pleasure. You've been reading Dominic's intros.
Which I do. And I have mimicked that.
So
I admit it.
I'm going.
He talked about our friendship. Don't forget that.
Yes,
He did.
Well,
Yeah.
to give you a little insight
Hey,
on
no, thin
this,
ice there.
I have, yes, exactly. I have watched y'all's show religiously, as you both know, and I really do enjoy your interview style, and I like it, and that's how I've tried to do mine, is to kind of, I don't know, it's just the way I like it, and that's why I've tried to mimic my interview style with you, because the intros and all that stuff. So
You're not quite
appreciate
getting
that.
the English accent quite right.
Yes, exactly. I do
I-
appreciate that,
Just a
though.
little tightening up, Chris.
Hello,
Oh,
everyone. I'm
gosh,
your host,
Dominic
Chris Karras,
Keating.
and welcome to the Transporter Room. Today, we have a very special guest join us, Allison Leach Hyde.
So
Allison is one of
this
my
is
fellow
funny.
associate producers for
Allison's
the Seventh Row podcast.
interview came
How are you
out
doing today, Allison?
after I
Doing
had her
very
on
well,
as
Chris.
as a co-host.
Today, we have a very special guest join us, Eve England. I want to thank you for taking the
Oh,
time to come on the
Eve.
show today, Eve.
Oh, absolutely my pleasure to be here. Thanks so much for inviting me on.
Oh, you're welcome. How's your day been going so far?
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, for Monday, not too bad. So, but yeah, this is going to be exciting. So, looking forward to it.
Today, I'm thrilled to be joined by a truly exceptional guest, Larry Nemechek, better known as Dr. Trek. Let's beam him in.
Hey, that
Chris.
was great. I can't believe I got
Larry,
Larry
how
too.
you doing?
He's so much.
Good,
He's so much.
good.
He has so much knowledge.
Welcome to
It's just
Trekland.
crazy.
Welcome to a
All right.
live
This is a
edition
impromptu
that is kind of
live
spur of
one
the moment,
night
but hey,
when
that's the
we
whole
all
thing about the
meet.
internet. You can just do things when you want to.
Let
So
her sit here in a second.
tonight, I have met someone that is a younger Star Trek fan. And I felt like it'd be a good thing to bring
Here
somebody
it
that's
is.
in the younger generation and let us know what they feel about Star Trek. So let me introduce Linda.
There is Miss Linda.
Hi. How has your day been, Linda?
It's been great. How was yours?
Other than getting stuck in traffic for like 2 hours trying to get home to do this. Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Karras, and welcome to the Transporter Room. Today, we have a very special guest join us, Stan Williams. Stan is one of the
Hey,
hosts of the popular
Stan.
YouTube channel Salon Trek. So let's beam Stan
I love
in.
Stan's reaction. We still weren't
Hey,
doing
Stan.
beamings at
Hello,
this
and,
fully yet.
Thank you for lying to your audience on my behalf, calling us popular. But we are a small but mighty podcast where we're growing every
That's right.
day with
Next
our
generation,
180
she is.
subscribers. So thank you for having me.
And greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Karras, and welcome to the Transporter Room. Today, I'm beyond excited to be joined by Sirach Lofton. Hey, Sirach, how you doing?
Hey, I'm good, Chris.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Karras, and welcome to the Transporter Room. Today, we have a very special guest join us, Commodore Trevor. And Trevor is one of the hosts of the popular YouTube channel Salon Trek. So let's beam Trevor in. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing pretty good. How's your day been, sir?
So far, so good. Thanks for having me.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Karras, and welcome to the Transporter Room. Today, we have a very special guest joining us, Duncan K. Fraser.
Hello. That was a very nice transporter. It feels tingly.
Thank
His
you.
beam was
Thank you.
Thanks for having
crazy.
me.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad we were able to make this happen. And
You too.
welcome to a special edition of the Transporter Room. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and I'm joined today by my new co-host, Linda Pages.
All right. So this is the first time we have the new logo, and we're starting to do a new backgrounds. That all happened after STLV.
About my time at the convention. And Linda and I are also starting a new segment on the channel called Trek Tech, with our first episodes being recorded next week. We will talk about that more later. But that's enough for now. Let's get into my recap of STLV.
All right, I am so excited to talk about STLV. This is so exciting. It was your first time there, which means that your perspective on it is different than people who have gone several times.
And now we have taken the time and we have built an entirely new intro and outro. So this is the first time I used this new intro with Carrie Schwint. So as y'all can see, we've had a huge evolution since January.
Hello, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and welcome to the Transporter Room. Today, we have a very special guest join us, Carrie Swint. So how's your day been? Not too crazy?
Oh, I'm doing some wall rehanging and rearranging and listening to the Cubs.
So we're
beat the
still
snot
making
out of the White
changes, even in
Sox today,
Carrie's
which was
video. We're
fantastic
using a
game.
frame at this point.
In addition to
and
being a
then
diehard
eventually we make
Star
a
Trek fan,
change.
I am also a diehard Cubby fan.
Welcome back to the Transporter Room, Trekkies. Today, we're beyond thrilled to beam up a true Star Trek legend, Lolita Fajo. And Lolita is
Yay,
another
yay,
legend. She
yay.
has
I
been
can't really
there
do this very
from
well,
she
but
was there
there you
from the
go.
Berman era until the end almost.
Well, thank you for doing this today. I know you've had a packed day, and I know you've got a packed schedule here in about 2 days, give or take.
I do, yes.
And I will be out there with y'all. I'm
Oh,
coming
you're
out to
going
Trek.
to Trek Long Island? Oh,
Yes.
fantastic. I didn't know that. Great.
Yes, Dave and I have talked, and he kind of convinced me to go.
Oh, fun. That's great.
So it'll be my first time to go to that.
It's a nice little convention.
It's a good
it's
convention.
like an old-fashioned
I can recommend that
I
one, and we'll
started with
hear
30
about it in a
years
few
ago,
minutes
and
again.
She does a great job, and I'm looking forward to it myself.
Greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, joined today by my co-host, Allison Leach Hyde, and welcome to the Transporter Room. We're beyond excited to introduce the legendary David Livingston. Now let's
I don't know how many of y'all
saw this one, but David, if you
Hey,
haven't,
everybody,
you need to
wait,
watch
I got to
David
do this
Livingston's
thing right. I
interview.
never get it right.
He knew so much.
That
His artwork is
introduction,
crazy.
who are you talking
So
about?
cool.
That is crazy. And you did say legendary, and I admit that I am a legend in my own mind. But thank you. That was so gracious and it got me. So thank you for that.
Welcome to the Transporter Room. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Allison Leach Hyde. We're incredibly excited to introduce the members of Letterdex. So let's beam them in. Letterdex was our first one to use that entire new layout.
All right, so here we go.
They got to be the inaugural.
Greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, joined today by my co-host, Allison Leach Hyde, and welcome to the Transporter Room. We're absolutely thrilled to introduce the extraordinary Dave Blass. Now let's beam in Dave.
Oh, Dave was fun too.
Hey, Dave, how you doing?
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time to join us. I know everybody's got a busy schedule right now, and so I'm glad we were able to make this happen.
Oh, okay. Excited to be here. Just getting done with some murders.
Oh my God.
Yes.
He has a new show out.
My life
This
is more
series that just came
complicated than
out.
most people's. I go from designing starships to dealing with true crime and murders, and and superheroes, and
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a lot of drama to deal with.
a lot of drama.
Greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, joined today by my co-host, Allison Leach Hyde, and welcome to the Transporter Room. We're absolutely thrilled to introduce the extraordinary Garrett Wong. Now let's beam in Garrett.
I almost want to do like one of those Wayne's was like that to help beam me.
Thanks for joining us today and just giving your time. I know we've been struggling to get this, but we got it.
We were struggling.
We've
Calendars
been
were hard.
rescheduling,
That's one thing
trying to
that's
make
about
this
this.
work,
Getting
and now
people's schedule
we're
is hard.
Happy to be here with both of you.
I'm excited that I got to jump in on this. So thank you for having me too. I'm looking forward to this a lot.
Greeting everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, joined today by my co-host, Allison Leach Hyde.
As you see, we've gotten much better now in our beam-ins.
And Linda Pages.
This was our first trio with all three of us doing an interview.
We're absolutely thrilled to introduce the one and only Robert Duncan McNeil. Now let's beam in Robert.
It was so hard to call him. We changed it to Robbie real quick.
That tickled.
I know. And you've been beamed a lot.
Yes, I have.
Oh God! Now that I hear that, he's been beamed a lot.
I just want to thank you for taking the time to join us today, and I just want to say I had it was limited just because, but I had a great time visiting with you at SLV last week, and obviously on our monthly Delta Flyer Zooms. Those are. Those are just so much fun and awesome to deal with and have with. So, so again, thank you for giving us your time to do this. And greetings, everyone. I'm your host, Chris Garris, joined today by my co-host, Allison Leach Hyde, and welcome to the Transporter Room. We're absolutely thrilled to introduce the extraordinary Dr. Mohammed Noor. Now let's beam in Dr. Mohammed Noor.
Hello. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here. Thank you for a very kind introduction. It's great to see you both.
You too. So great to see you. I'm glad we finally got to do this. I know we've been,
Yes.
doing the schedule, dance, but we got it. And
Yes.
that's what I'm happy about.
Thank you for finding the time to speak with us. I'm so excited,
Mohammed is awesome.
Thank you, Allison. Thank you for having me to it.
Hello and welcome to the Transporter Room. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Allison Leach Hyde. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you today, and we're thrilled to introduce our incredible guests who all collaborated on the new children's book, Freddy the Alien.
Yes.
First up, we have Jonathan Del Arco. Next, we're joined by Tricia DeFazio. And finally, we have Adria Alvarado. Let's beam them all in. Jonathan, was a really
how
good
y'all
one.
doing
Today?
Hey, good morning.
Hello.
And if you haven't read the
morning.
book, Fred the Alien,
How'd
if you
you
got
all
it's
today?
good. It's a good little children's
and
book.
welcome
I
to
have
the
to recommend
Transporter
that
Room.
one. I'm your host, Chris Garris, joined today by my co-host, Allison Leach Hyde. And Linda Pages.
That's right. Hugh. Ah. I still can't believe I got this
Absolutely
one.
thrilled to introduce a true Hollywood legend.
I
and
was-
one of the most
I would not
recognizable
believe it
character
until he
actors of
actually
all
showed up
time.
on screen.
The one and only
That it
Clint
was the
Howard.
real person.
Now let's beam in Clint Howard.
Does it seem I just didn't see it. I didn't think it would happen. But it was
All right.
legitimately
Welcome
Clint
to the
Howard.
Transporter Room. I'm your host, Chris Garris, and I'm joined today by my co-host, Allison Leach Hyde. We're incredibly excited to introduce Jessie from the Crusher Convo podcast. Join us to discuss her love
Jessie
for
B,
Star
Crusher
Trek
Convo
and how the
podcast.
Crusher Convo podcast was born. Now let's beam in Jessie. Hello, how are you doing this afternoon?
I'm good. How are you?
We are honored to
Now-
introduce the truly remarkable Tracy Coco.
This one hasn't
let's
come out
beam in
yet, so everybody's
Tracy.
getting a preview. Very small one, but we have Tracy Coco comes out. Her episode comes out
Hi,
next Sunday.
Hello. Welcome. Thank you for being here today and just
Thank you.
and being willing to talk about your career.
Oh my God.
So exciting.
All right. So that was the first grouping of all of our episodes for this year that we have recorded and that are going to be released. They have the last one that's going to be released will be Tracy Coco's for the year. We might do an episode review here and there between now and then, but with the holidays, I'm thinking about just pushing it back until after Christmas. But so that recaps 2025. As you can see, the channel we have grown and in leaps and bounds. It's just crazy how much everything has changed. And I couldn't have even done this without, ASN and Digital Voodoo who made me look good now and all these graphics. So, they are, I can't do without them. Allison and Linda, couldn't do this without them either. But so now let's talk about 2026. I definitely have plans, and I've got a little video I'm going to show you here in a minute of what we want to do. All right, I'm going to show you the away missions that I would like to have this year. Here we go. First one's the cruise, then followed by Vegas. I'm sorry, Trek on Island. Then Vegas. And this one is not a guaranteed one. But if there's any way I can get to destination in Blackpool next year, I really, really would like to do that. So I could say we're international. So, as you can see, we do have some plans. I really do want to do that. So, we have ambitious plans for 2026, and we truly could use, and I really could use your help to make some of this actually come true, especially destination. I've already got everything booked for Vegas. We're actually going to have a table there next year. Um, I still would like to, I've got Trek Long Island for the most part booked, but still, it'd be helpful to get some help from, unfortunately, I hate to even say this, but financial help, but if anybody can, to just kind of help offset some of the costs for these trips, because as y'all know, it is not cheap to go places. And to help with that, we have actually now added on our shop, a donate button that, people could actually click on and, donate from $1 to, I think whatever it is on there. Plus we've got merch and all that stuff. So anything, any little thing will help to get us over there, and just to get over, just the cost for these things. Cause like I said, it's been fun, but as we all know, it takes money to do this stuff. And, so just got to ask, if you can't do it, no problem. We'll still figure it out. Luckily, Vegas is that's all taken care of. Long Island is pretty much done in cruise, but still, to help offset the cost would be nice. So I don't want to take this too long today, because I know we've got some other stuff going on, but again, it's been crazy. I cannot believe the guests that we have been able to get this year in our inaugural year. I mean, it just doesn't even compute still. Like Clint and Ciroc and all of them, I don't, and then everybody else before that. So it's crazy. But wait until you see who we've got coming out. These videos that we have recorded, that, I mean, this is literally the raw footage you're going to see when I exit out of here, of future guests that you'll see the interviews sometime in 2026. Now, one thing I didn't talk about, because I just kind of didn't want to, I needed to keep this kind of short. We're still doing Linda and I have our tex-trek series that we're doing, because her and I talked. It's like, it's for a fun thing. It's just to help us, everybody talk about, the what ifs of the technologies of Star Trek, like holodecks. If you haven't seen that one, oh my God, that was funny. But sometimes we kind of, in the live chat, we get debated about, like, is it really good idea or not to have some of this stuff? And then we've also got some other projects that are in the works right now, because, when I chose the name Transporter Room, my mind was, you could beam in anybody for anything. Obviously, that's content adjacent. Space, science, sci-fi, and that doesn't just mean Star Trek. That can mean Lost in Space, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea. And so I've been talking to, and you saw her in here, Kernjeet, and we are spitballing a series, because she's got her own channel, but we're looking to bring in diversity of guest stars. And so Kernjeet was telling me she's watched she watched Lost in Space and all these series that I haven't in a long, long time, like I Dream of Jeannie. And what she found is that there are a lot of Star Trek actors that, well, to be honest, I'm going to use a Ghostbusters. They've crossed the streams. They have been in other series. They were either regulars or they were guest stars. You name it. And so we're going to start trying to work on a collaboration to where she can come on and talk about, so and so was in Star Trek and Lost in Space, or Murder, She Wrote, or MASH, you name it. And so anyway, so we're still working on that. That is very, very, very early in the stages. And also I want to give a shout out to a good friend of mine in the UK, Captain Goodwill with Trekking Up North. We are also working on some stuff in the way in behind the scenes to, a collaboration, a podcast. I'm just not gonna give the real name because we have a name, but we gotta nail that down still. But to where all of these, like my channel, his channel, Clone Star, all these other YouTube channels that are Star Trek podcasters, we can collaborate and work together because we don't want to be against each other. We want to help each other out. And you can definitely go follow and Trekking Up North. And I'm, at Trekking Up North on YouTube, Instagram. No, not Facebook, Chris. He's not on there. I mean, no, I think he is on Facebook, but YouTube, Instagram, Blue Sky, at Trekking Up North, and go give him a follow because they are having a challenge right now. They're trying to get to 500 subscribers, so I ask if you're one of my subscribers to please go do that. Also, I would like for you to go and follow Digital Voodoo. And actually, if any of my moderators are out there, before I end, could you drop Trekking Up North and Digital Voodoo's channel in the chat, please? So I'm looking at YouTube. So that way we all have it. Because for one, I couldn't do any of these graphics without them. So anyway, I just again it's been a fun trip, and as soon as I'm gonna end this here in a few seconds, but I hope you look forward to 2026, and I can't wait till you see who we have coming up. Here we go.